Hi everybody, I'm Aryan Rasolipu. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are diving into one of the most enchanting eras or periods in the history of literature, the Romantic period. Just imagine a world and a time that emotions ran wild. The nature was reversed and individuality was celebrated. This was the Romantic period, a movement that gave birth to some of the most passionate and imaginative works that ever written in the history of literature. From the lyrical beauty of William Wordsworth to Gothic tales of Mary Shelley. In fact, the Romantic period reshaped the literary genres and history of literature in a new way, and in the best profound ways also. Just join us, we will explore the origins, the key themes, and the influential writers, and its interesting roots of this imaginary and mythical era that could be supposed to be a magic era in the other world. Whether you are literature enthusiast or just curious about power of words, this journey through the Romantic period could and can be captivating in your mind and heart. So keep calm and carry on, sit back and relax, and let's go to an adventure journey to this period, this magical period. Okay, the Romantic movement originated in late 18th century. It was a movement in the late 18th century that originated against the Industrial Revolution and also Enlightenment emphasis on science and reason. It begins in Europe with significant influences from Germany and also England. The several key factors and elements that helped to rise Romanticism movement and Romantic period are the rapid industrial change led to sense of alienation. Romanticism celebrated intense emotions, individual experience, and also the sublime of beauty in nature. Figures like Jean-Jacques Rousseau, the most prominent philosopher in that period in France, and also is very well known for its writings, and also some works are very globalized in that period from him, who emphasized the importance of individual freedom and liberty, laid the groundwork for Romantic ideas. And finally, events like French Revolution inspired a focus on personal freedom and the power of individualism. Some of the most important characters of the Romantic periods are William Wordsworth. His famous works are lyrical ballads that cooperated with the Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and also other works that he written on that time. The Prelude. Wordsworth is known for his nature and natural poetry and his emphasis on beauty of the natural world and power of human emotions. Secondly, we should mention Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who is cooperated and collaborated with these William Wordsworth, as I mentioned before. His most important works is Kublai Khan. Coleridge's works often also explore and discover supernatural power and power of imagination. Thirdly, we should mention Lord Byron. Byron was known for his flamboyant lifestyle and his creation of Byronic heroes, and also a brooding and rebellious character. Next character is Percy Shelley. One of his most noticeable works is Prometheus Unbound. Shelley's work often focuses on radicalism and theme of political change and the power of the human spirit. Next person is John Keats. His famous work is An Ode to a Nightingale. John Keats is celebrated for his vivid imagery and exploration of beauty and mortality. And next person who is very famous among English speaker peoples, and not only but also globally, is Mary Shelley, the famous writer of Frankenstein. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is a cornerstone of Gothic literature and explores the theme of creation, ambition, and the consequences of playing God. Goethe, the famous writer, playwright, and poet from Germany, is the next person. The two most important works of Goethe is Faust and Sorrow of Young Werther. Goethe's works had a profound impact on Romantic movement, particularly in his exploration of individualism and human emotions. Finally, we should mention William Blake, again from England. The famous works of William Blake is The Songs of Innocence, and also other famous works of him is The Marriage of Heaven and Hell. Blake was both an artist and also a poet. He is known for his visionary works that combined mythical themes with social and political commentary. Some other key elements and themes in this period were emotion and imagination, nature, individualism, the sublime, the supernatural elements and Gothic ones, rebellion and revolution, and also exoticism. Much of the Romantic literature is written in lyrical poetry, which emphasizes the personal expressions and the beauty of language. Romantic literature also is highly subjective, concentrating on personal experience and inner feeling of writers or his or her characters. Symbols and imagery are used extensively to convey deeper meaning of emotions. Nature is often used symbolically. Romantic writers always valued creativity and spontaneity over strict adherence to classical and traditional forms and rules. This often resulted in experimental and innovative literary forms. Now let's look at some of the genres from this period of history. Gothic fictions combines the borders of horror, romance, and also the supernatural. It often features a dark and mysterious setting and discover the feeling of fears and unknown things. Two good examples of this genre is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley and also Dracula by Bram Stoker. Next genre is historical novels. These novels are set in the past time events and periods, and often explores historical events and figures. They combine and mix historical events with imaginative skills of storytelling. Next, romantic drama. Romantic drama emphasizes on intense emotions and individual struggles, often against historical backdrop and also backdrop of nature and historical events. The good example of these types of works are Faust by Goethe. The other genres that was very remarkable in this period of history of literature was epistolary novels. These genres using something like letters, diaries to tell the story, or maybe other document can used in this genre. It provides an intimate glimpse into the characters, thought and feelings. The good example of this genre is Sorrow of Young Werther by Goethe, his most prominent and famous work ever written in his lifespan. The pastoral poetry were very common in that period. The pastoral poetry in that time idealizes the rural life and rustic one against the urban corruptions. It celebrates the beauty and simpleness of countryside. Two good examples of this genre is Michael and The Solitary Repair by William Wordsworth. And finally, ballads. Ballads of narrative poems that tell a story, often of folk tales or legends or historical events. They are typically written in simple, rhythmical style. The good example of this genre is La Belle Dame sans Merci. La Belle Dame sans Merci by John Keats. Now we should talk about some lasting impacts of romantic movements and romantic period to nowadays, current days, and to the contemporary literature. Firstly, we should mention again romantic period and romantic movement emphasizes on personal emotions and individual experiences. This perspective and subjectivity works and emotion and soul from the romantic periods reach to contemporary writing as a legacy, as a heritage from that period. Secondly, we should mention nature as a source of inspiration. The romantic writers' reverence for nature has influenced countless writers, poets, playwrights, and all types of literary bookmen and bookwomen who continue to inspiration from the natural world as a source of inspiration again. This theme is very evident, too evident in environmental literature and ongoing celebration for nature in prose and also poetry. In this period of history of literature, the literary forms are expanded as much as possible. Romantic writers experimented with new forms and styles, and also they breaking away from the conventions of traditions and classical forms. The inspiration of creativity and engagement and also innovation are encouraged to subsequent generation to explore and expand boundaries of expressions in literature. The Gothic genre, with its focus on supernatural and transcendentalism, has had a lasting influences on horror, fantasy, and fictional literature. Elements of Gothic fiction and fantasy can be seen in modern works even nowadays, as a fantastical fiction and prose. Romantic movement also addressed very well as possible, or in the other way highly addressed the political and social issues, advocating for change and highlighting the struggles of the individual against social constraints. This tradition to use literature as a tool of critique social things and critical object to criticizing politics, social and cultural movements is a heritage from Romantic period. Romantic period also subsequently influenced some other in later literature and literary movements like Victorian literature, transcendentalism literature, and also modern literature, and as well as postmodern literature. Writers like Joseph Conrad, Charles Dickens, and Virginia Woolf are all of them shaped by Romantic ideas. The Romantic movement extended to beyond the literature to impact and influence art, affect the philosophy and music. Romantic elements can be seen in some works of some famous composers like Beethoven, and also some great thinkers and philosophers like in great writings of philosophically Friedrich Nietzsche. So Friedrich Nietzsche used Romantic ideas to his philosophical writings. Many Romantic works also considered nowadays as classic ones, and they are studying in academic atmospheres and spaces and academic and institutions as educational sources. The Romantic literature remains highly and absolute popular even nowadays, and this is a very remarkable and important feature of Romantic literature that we can see in contemporary and current words. The themes of love, nature, and supernaturalism are continue to resonate, and many Romantic works like Charles Dickens' works, Emily Bronte, Charlotte Bronte, and so on are adapted to films, TV series, and other sources of media in modern words, and it's very highly noticeable. And the Romantic soul of inspiration and creativity continues to inspire modern and nowadays writers. The young writers use the legacy of Romantic ideas to start and commencing their writings. That's it. Thank you for attending on my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and share the videos, and I will be very pleased to read your nice comments in the below of this video. Until the next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, keep reading. Farewell, goodbye, see you later, bye.